Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to be making 3 really cool wreaths. We're going to be doing one normal size and heart shape. We're going to do this for Valentine's Day. I found this at Dollar Tree. It's like the regular wire frame. It's just in a heart shape, and it only has 3 wires instead of 2. Instead of 4. And so we're going to be doing this wreath here, and we're going to be using lots of red, lots of pink. Oh, it's going to be so nice. I'm really looking forward to it. This one I'm going to put on eBay. I'll put a link in the description to it. I'm going to auction this off. A lot of people have asked me, what charities are you going to pick to donate the money to for the wreaths that you put up there on eBay? This one wasn't one that I planned to do, but we just found out that they just diagnosed my mother with early stage Alzheimer's disease, and I thought it would be a good thing to make a wreath and donate the money to Alzheimer's research. So that's what I plan to do. I don't have the specific charity picked out yet, but I'm going to auction this one off. If you're seeing this later, I'm sorry. It's probably already over. But I'm going to put it up there for 7 days as an auction. So if you're interested, you can bid on it. We'll see how it turns out. It doesn't look like much right now. But I'm going to show you some of the stuff we're going to add to this. And I'm also going to make, this is not part of the auction, but I'm also going to do 2 little mini wreaths with these little baby frames. You can get these also at Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2 for $1, and they're about half the size of the regular frames. So I have so much stuff. I have so many materials for Valentine's Day wreath making that I wanted to use up some more. So I'm going to make 2 little wreaths as well using the same stuff. So these are going to be Valentine's Day mini wreaths. And I'm going to show you now some of the stuff that we're going to be using, and I don't know what exactly I'm going to go with. These are just the things that I have to work with here. Of course, you're going to need mesh, decorative mesh, and tulle. Those are 2 of the things that I pretty much always use, except in the unicorn wreath we did not use any mesh. We're going to use it again in this one. So we have 4 different colors of mesh for this. Here's the first one. We have just this plain white decorative mesh, but it has a red metallic stripe running through it. So that's going to be really pretty in there. I don't know how much of this I'm going to use. I think I'm not going to use as much of this as the pink and red. But I want a little bit of this in there. Just a tad. So there's the first roll. And then we also have this really pretty red here, and it has a gold metallic bunch of stripes running through it. This is again part of their Valentine's Day seasonal collection. You can tell it has little hearts. For certain seasons, they have different types of mesh, like Thanksgiving or fall, Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day. I haven't seen any for Easter, so I don't know that they're going to have mesh for Easter, but that's okay. I'm going to do an Easter wreath later, but I can get that. I can find it elsewhere. So we have this really pretty red. And then we have this shade of pink. It's kind of a Pepto-Bismol pink. And again, it has a red metallic stripe running through it, just like the white mesh does. Each one of these rolls is 5 yards, and it's 6 inches wide. Now this wreath, we're not going to be using the sunburst technique. We're going to be making rolls, and that is a little different. The reason I'm doing rolls is because I got to looking at the shape of this frame here. Now the sunburst technique, the bundles that you make for the wreath are kind of big and kind of just full. And I'm thinking that where they come together here and down here, it's going to be like a little traffic jam. And I think you'll kind of lose this shape. You won't be able to see the heart shape as much with the sunburst technique. So we're going to use rolls, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a little different from the sunburst technique, but I think it might be just a little bit easier, just a tad easier. But when you do rolls, the bundles are not quite as big and full, and the bundles aren't as long either. It doesn't go out as far. So it will be a little smaller overall, but I think it's going to help retain the heart shape a little better. I don't know. We're going to find out. I haven't ever made a heart-shaped wreath, so this is a new one for me. So we have this pretty pink mesh here, and I want to show you these together for comparison. We also have this one that's a little bit darker. This is like a Barbie pink almost. And sometimes the rolls will one might look a little bit bigger than the other, but it may just be wrapped a little more loosely. They're all 5 yards. And I don't know about a heart-shaped wreath, but for the regular 14-inch wreath, it takes about 6 rolls of this stuff to make it. If you're using the sunburst technique, if you use the roll technique, it uses less mesh. It may use 4 or 5 rolls. So we have 4 different colors of mesh, and I have multiple rolls of each of these in case I need them. And then we have glitter tulle, this stuff right here. Now this is kind of the same, it's like that Barbie pink kind of. This is a darker pink, and then we have the lighter pink too, and it has glitter in it, as you can kind of see. So this wreath is going to have some sparkle to it. You can get regular matte tulle that does not have glitter in it if you want to go that route. They don't have it at Dollar Tree. I think pretty much all of their tulle has glitter in it, or it seems like it does. And then we have one in this really pretty white with iridescent. It has iridescent glitter on it. It's kind of hard to see. It's very subtle, but it does sparkle. So these are the 3 colors of tulle that we're going to use in this wreath. Now, when I make bundles for the roll technique, I don't use, when I make a bundle, I don't combine the tulle with the mesh. Or the ribbon, actually. I would do bundles of ribbon, bundles of tulle, and bundles of mesh, and then just alternate them in the wreath. That's the way I did the Halloween wreath. I don't try to bundle them together because they don't bundle together very well, not like the sunburst technique. So, yeah, we will be making individual bundles of these items and then just putting them together. Now, I have left over from a different wreath from the, what did I use this in? I can't even remember now. I have this is a matte tulle. It doesn't have any glitter in it. I got this at Michael's, and it's pink with white polka dots. And I don't know how much is on here. We may add some of this to it. I don't know that I would use a lot, but we may use a little bit of this polka dotted tulle in there. And then we have the ribbon. Now I have 3 different types of 2-inch ribbon. I have this one, which is white and this is wire. It has wire trim on it. It's white with little red glitter hearts zooming all over it. It's really nice. This is 9 feet. This also came from Dollar Tree. And then I have this one that is white with red writing all over it. Valentine's Day and love, X's and O's, and hearts. And it also has the red trim on it. And then we have this one that just has hearts, different little red and white hearts all over it. This one has a wire, but it's not red like the other ones. It's not that red metallic. There's a wire, but it's just, there's no special finishing over it or anything. So we have a total of 27 feet of is this 2-inch ribbon? I'm sorry, this is 2.5-inch ribbon. That's what that is. And I had this. This is 2-inch ribbon. I'm probably going to use some of this in there. I bought this on clearance after Christmas at Walmart. This is some pink, like a pink plaid ribbon, but it's really shiny. And it has a gold trim on it and wire. I have a ton of this ribbon right here. I have a ton of this left over. I bought 2 rolls of this. I haven't even touched the second roll, so I have a lot of this. So we're going to be doing bundles of ribbon. So we'll have, like, I might take a piece of the 2.5-inch and then layer on top of that a piece of the 2-inch and then do some of the 5/8-inch ribbon, which I ended up with a lot of that. Here are all the different styles of 5/8-inch ribbon that I bought. And some of these I have 2 or 3 rolls of it because I can't seem to stop buying it. These all came from, I think these all came from Dollar Tree. This has X's and O's on it. These are all 9-foot rolls. Here's one that's nice. It's a red and white check, like a tablecloth. So these are all 5/8-inch ribbons. This one I think is my favorite. It just says Happy Valentine's Day in white and has a little heart on it. I do. I believe that's my favorite one. I don't know why. I just like it. And this one kind of looks like burlap, but it has red glittery hearts on it. No writing or anything. Yeah, so that one's pretty. And then I found this hot pink. This was not with the Valentine's Day stuff, but I found this really pretty. This was just in the craft section. You get 18 feet of this. It's just a really pretty pink. And here's one with pink and white hearts and a red background. That's nice. And then finally I have one that's just a plain red and it has red metallic stripes kind of running through it. It looks like it's wired ribbon, but it's not. The edges are just finished with that red metallic. So there's that. And then I have a roll of this stuff, I think. I either have a roll or I just have some pieces cut. This was left over from another wreath I did. I had some pieces already cut, but I ended up not using them in that wreath. So I just pulled them out of the big tote that I keep all this stuff in and thought I would stick them in this wreath. It's just gold metallic ribbon. I think it's 1.5-inch ribbon. So it's wired, so you can bend it any way you want. They're cut a little long. That's one thing about doing the roll technique. You don't cut your pieces as long. They're really only going to be about 5 inches long, 5 to 6 inches. These are more like 9 inches, but it's fine. I can cut them down if I need to. And then I found this little cardinal at Dollar Tree, and it was such a pretty red color. I thought it would be nice to maybe include it in the wreath. We'll clip him in there. He's got his little marijuana clip on the bottom. We could just clip him right in there. And then these I got at Walmart. These are decorative picks here, little clips. You got your marijuana clip on the bottom. I don't know. I may just clip the entire thing in there. Probably not, though. If I were doing the sunburst technique and we were making, one of the bigger wreaths that, comes way out, I think it would look good in there. But I'm probably going to ultimately end up just snipping some of these off and just gluing them into the wreath separately. I think it's just too long to do it any other way. And the mini wreaths as well, because I'm going to be using all of this stuff in the 2 mini wreaths too. And this is just a little bouquet that I got at Dollar Tree. Same thing. I'm just probably going to cut these pieces off here and just hot glue them to the wreath when it's all finished. And then this also came from Walmart. Little decorative springy things here. Little tinsel covered heart. And this is styrofoam with glitter and tinsel on it. So I will probably just cut these off and just put them in there separately into the 2 little wreaths and the larger heart-shaped wreath. And I have some flowers too. And again, I don't know what all of this I'm going to use. This is just stuff that I had that I pulled out of the tote, and just so I would have lots of options. So we have these. I love these flowers, these beautiful pink ones here. These are dahlias, dahlias. I don't know. I'm not a flower person. Really pretty dark pink trim on there, and then lighter down inside the petal. These white roses were left over from the unicorn wreath. I had 3 left over. You can see where I cut 2. So we could use those. And then I have roses in pink. It's really pretty pink here. And these are mainly red, but they have a little pink as well. So we have a nice little assortment of pink, red, and white flowers for our wreaths. And so I like having lots of choices. So once I kind of get into it and I start looking at it, sometimes I will change my mind. I will go, I wanted to do this, but I think this other thing would look better. So I will just do that. And then once I have all of the bundles added to the wreath, that's when we can start decorating it with stuff like this. And sometimes I don't really know until I get to that stage exactly what I want to put on it. And I like to have plenty of options. And whatever I don't use, I have 2 big totes full of. I had to go buy totes for all of this stuff because I have too much. Whatever I don't use just goes back in the tote, and I'll use it another day. So let's go ahead and get set up, and I will show you how to make rolls with the mesh. And I'm going to show you the technique I'm going to try with the tool. I'm not going to roll it. I'm going to do something a little different. So let's get that set up. I have now cut some pieces of mesh. We're going to start with some bundles of mesh. And here we have, this is the dark pink. And I wanted these pieces to be 5 to 6 inches long. And I will show you. We'll just do a little roll. And they don't have to be exactly 5 inches or whatever, just approximately. You can play around with it and see which way you want it to be. So you see the direction it already kind of wants to roll from being on the roll. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to take it, kind of bend it under, and start rolling it. And then I'm going to pinch it here between my 2 fingers like that. Just hold it. And you can do all your bundles in the same color, or you can combine colors. Like I'll take a piece of this red and gold. So I'm going to hold this like this. And it looks kind of weird right now, but that's okay. Or you can use a paper clip or a clothespin or whatever to hold it, whatever you want to do. Take another piece, make a roll, lay it on top of the first one. Now we got 2. Let's do another one of these dark pink ones. Just roll it up, put it on there. I think in these bundles I'm only going to do 3 rolls per bundle. Now I'm pinching it here. If you let it go, it's going to fall apart. I have these chenille stems, which I've cut in half, so each one is going to make 2. Now while I hold this, I'm going to take this and lay it across there. Wrap it around. I'm going to kind of bend this whole bundle in half. And then I'm going to just twist it at the bottom a few times. Now you can let it go. That is 1 bundle of decorative mesh. Now, let's do a bundle of, the glitter tool. Let me move this. Now here's how I'm going to try to do the glitter tool. This is a new thing. I've never made a wreath quite like this, so I'm experimenting with it. The way I did the tool in the unicorn wreath was that I kind of made an accordion fold. Like you take it, fold it back, flip it over, fold it again, like you're making a fan. If you ever made as a kid, you ever make a fan out of a piece of notebook paper? Fold it back and forth. Like that. You see, now it's like a little fan. Now, if you let this go, it's going to fall apart. I'm just going to put my scissors on it because one thing I found making the unicorn wreath is if you try to hold it between your fingers, it doesn't stay in the right shape. So I just took my scissors and just laid it on there while I made another one. We can take a piece of this white glitter tool. I'm going to do the same thing. We'll go this way. We're just flipping it over, going back and forth, folding it. And the more you do this, the faster you'll get at it. I got really good at it doing the unicorn wreath because I had to do a bunch of them. Now you want to hold this down. Just lay that on top. Keep it. Hold it down. Set the scissors on it. Let's do one more. We'll do one of the light pink ones. A piece over here. And these are cut about, I don't know, 6 inches long or so. Which way do I want us to go? No, this way. It's kind of like the fan brush, Bob Ross's fan brush. You kind of figure out which way it wants to go by the way it works. You can just feel that it wants to go a certain way. Back and forth, little folds. You don't have to press it or anything. I mean, you can, but this stuff, you can already see all the glitter everywhere. The more you handle it, the more this glitter is going to come off. So I try to handle it as little as possible. Now, I'm going to hold this down, move the scissors, lay this on top, and then I'm going to pick up the whole thing and pinch it in the middle. Grab another one of these chenille stems that have been cut in half, lay it over. I'm going to just bend it in half. Take this and twist it around. And then you can let it go, and you have, this is a a tulle bundle here. Let's do one with ribbons, and then what we'll do is we'll take our bundles, all of them, and I will show you how they're going to go on the wreath. So I'm going to move these scissors. Okay, I'm going to start with the widest piece of ribbon. Here I have some. Now these pieces are a little short, but I think it's going to be fine. You see how I've dovetailed them? I can actually show you how to do that with one of these. Now when you cut your ribbon, it's going to start looking like this here, and I have dovetailed all of my ribbon. It's really easy. You just fold it this way lengthwise, take a pair of scissors, and just cut it at an angle. See? You can do this with any size ribbon. I did this with a really skinny ribbon too. And then you have these little pieces left over. I keep a trash can nearby because you end up with lots of little things to go in it. Alright, so I have the 2-inch ribbon. Then we can add a piece of, 2.5 inch, 2 inch. And I'm going to put a whole bunch of ribbon together. I have some of this glitter red. And then I have a little piece of this 3/8 inch ribbon. And you can add even more. You can grab another piece and stick it in there. There's really no limit to the way you can do these. It's really up to you. Take a piece of the chenille stem, cut in half. Just kind of get them all together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Lay it over. Now this is kind of awkward, but you take it and fold it in half, and it's okay if it doesn't stay perfect. Fold it in half and up, like that. And then twist it. Now it's going to look kind of weird right now, and I'm going to leave it like this as I add it to the wreath when I make these, but after you get everything attached to your frame, you can fold this out and kind of fluff it out a little bit. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. here's our wreath frame. Let me cut this tag off of here. All right, I'm going to turn it over to the underside so you can see what I'm doing. I believe we might want to attach these to the two outer. So you have these three. We're going to use the two outer rows. I don't think we're really going to need the inner row. Ooh, that's a tight one. These are further apart than I'm used to them being. So we've attached there's the ribbon, here's the tulle, and you can do these in any order you want to. There are no rules to it. It's one thing I like about it is you can do these any way you like. Whatever you think is going to look good, you can do it. So here's the mesh. We'll just wrap that. I'm just taking the pieces of chenille stem and I'm just winding it around there. Okay. So that's the first three. Now it doesn't look like much now, but once we get everything else added on here, I think this is going to look great. And then of course, we're going to decorate it after we add all the ribbon and the tulle and the decorative mesh. So I'm going to keep working on making the ribbon and the tulle and the mesh bundles. I'm going to add them to the wreath, and then I'm going to show you how it looks when I get that all finished. Well, I am happy to report that the wreaths turned out so nice that my hair got done and lipstick appeared on my face, and it looks like I've been to the salon because I have actually. That's what happened between I had an appointment this afternoon, so but when I got back, I was able to finish up the wreaths as far as just getting all the bundles put together. Of course, we haven't decorated them yet. That comes next. So I want to show them to you. I want to show you the heart-shaped one first. So here it is. We have all the lovely parts here mixed together. We have the tulle and the little bundles of ribbon in here and all the different colors of mesh as well. It turned out so pretty. I am so impressed with this. It's really nice. I tried to keep the heart shape to it. Even though it's rolls and it's smaller bundles, they still kind of try to do their own thing. But I've tried to keep the heart shape to it. Now we are going to decorate this with flowers and little hearts and things like that. And you'll see that after we get it done. But this is how it turned out so far. I think it looks wonderful. So we had that one. And then we also had two mini wreaths. Here's this one here. I used the same size bundles with these as I did the heart-shaped wreath. So I have actually two mini wreaths. And in the mini wreaths, I forgot to use the polka dot tulle in the heart-shaped wreath, so there is none of this in there, but I did use it in the small wreaths. More so this one. There's only a little bit in this one. But, so we're going to decorate these two. We're going to put some little decorations on here, some flowers and things. And, yeah, and then we will see how these are going to look once we have it all done, all decorated and pretty. I finally have them all done. I think they turned out really pretty. I'm going to show you the two smaller ones first, and then we will look at the big one. So here's the first one. You can see that I've added some little flowers. Here's a white rose and one of the little dahlias or dahlias or whatever it's called. Some hearts. Here's a pink one there. Oh, and then we have one of the glittery tinsel Valentine hearts right there. So that's the first little wreath. And here's the second one. This one has pink rose there and this reddish one here. Yeah, and another little heart there. We have two of these dahlias and this one. So that's really pretty. I just love all the pink in here, the different shades of pink. It's blush and bashful, I guess. So that's the second one. And then here is the big one. Right here. Now we've added all kinds of stuff to this one. I just kept adding stuff to it. Here's the cardinal down here. And we have little hearts nestled into the side there. And a rose up there. All kinds of pretty things in here. There's another little heart there. And there's a big one right there. So there it is. I think it turned out really pretty. I'm very pleased with it. I think it's really nice. Lots of interesting things to look at there. So that is the Valentine's Day wreath. The second one I made. I did one earlier. So this one was made with the technique of rolling the mesh instead of the sunburst technique, which we used in the first one. And I think it turned out really pretty. I'm going to put it up on eBay for auction to benefit Alzheimer's research. As I mentioned, my mother was just diagnosed as being in the early stages of Alzheimer's. So sort of as a tribute to that, I would like to help raise some money for research for Alzheimer's. I don't know that when you list things on eBay, I don't know if they have an option to donate all the money to that charity. I know that there are only certain charities that you can choose from to have all the money go to. If an Alzheimer's research charity is not one of them, I will have to just take the money myself and write a check for that amount and send it to them, which I will do. Whatever I make on this, I'm going to send to them. The shipping's going to be free. I will cover the shipping. So every penny that I make on selling this will go for Alzheimer's research. And yeah, so if you're watching this video, months later, I'm sorry, it's already over, but that's I just wanted you to see it. And thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making these. Oh, it took a total of 6 hours to make all 3 of these. But to be fair, I had to stop several times. I started making these at 8 o'clock this morning, and then I had an appointment, and then I had to go somewhere, and I wasn't able to work on them consistently. So it probably would have been less than 6 hours, but it was about 6 hours. So it's okay though. I really enjoyed it. It turned out so pretty. And the small ones too. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And I will see you again really soon.